Classical Hinduism emerged between the Mauryan Empire's fall and the Gupta dynasty's rise. It transformed ancient Vedic religion and Upanishadic philosophy. The faith centered on temples, personal devotion, and a rich mythology. This period saw the prominence of specific deities and recognizable Hindu practices. The centuries surrounding the Common Era marked a period of significant change in India. This era followed the collapse of the Mauryan Empire around 185 BCE. The fragmentation led to the rise of various regional powers and external influences. These developments profoundly reshaped the subcontinent's religious landscape. New powers, including the Indo-Greeks, Shakas, Parthians, and Kushans, entered India. These groups established vast empires, primarily from the northwest region of India. Their presence facilitated significant cultural exchange within the Indian subcontinent. This era also saw flourishing maritime trade with distant regions, such as the Roman Empire. These interactions introduced external influences, profoundly impacting Indian society and culture. Ancient India saw the rise of diverse regional powers across its vast landscape. The Satavahanas established their influence in the Deccan region. Concurrently, the Cholas, Pandyas, and Cheras thrived in the far southern territories. This political fragmentation fostered distinct regional patronage for arts and culture. These unique artistic traditions allowed Hinduism to evolve in varied form. Hinduism adapted to local contexts, showcasing its flexibility and enduring appeal. The Gupta dynasty began around 320 CE, marking a significant era in Indian history. During this period, newly developed theistic beliefs integrated with older Vedic traditions. This integration led to the evolution of what is now recognized as Hinduism. Gupta emperors, such as those using the title Paramabhagavata, actively supported religious cults. Specifically, they provided strong patronage to Vaishnava cults dedicated to the deity Vishnu. This imperial support solidified Hinduism's position as a state-patronized religion. The period around the Common Era was crucial for the final recension of two great Sanskrit epics. These epics are known as the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. These texts were not newly created during this period. They represented the culmination of stories transmitted orally for many centuries. The Common Era marked their written codification, solidifying their form. The Ramayana is an ancient Indian epic poem, traditionally attributed to the sage Valmiki. It narrates the story of Prince Rama's 14-year exile from his kingdom of Ayodhya. A central event is the abduction of Rama's wife, Sita, by the demon king Ravana. Rama embarks on a perilous quest to rescue Sita, aided by the loyal Hanuman. The epic explores profound themes, including dharma, duty, loyalty, and righteousness. It provides a moral framework, guiding its audience on ethical conduct and ideal human values. The Mahabharata is renowned as the world's longest epic poem, a monumental work of literature. It primarily narrates a dynastic struggle between two sets of cousins, the Pandavas and the Kauravas. This conflict culminates in the devastating and apocalyptic battle of Kurukshetra. Beyond its central narrative, the epic incorporates numerous sub-stories and narratives. It also contains extensive philosophical discussions, exploring complex ethical and moral dilemmas. The Mahabharata is a comprehensive cultural text, rich in religious teachings and societal insights. Ancient epics hold profound religious significance, shaping spiritual practices. They notably advance the worship of Vishnu, a central deity in Hinduism. Vishnu manifests as Rama in the Ramayana and Krishna in the Mahabharata. These narratives introduced a new form of devotion focused on interactive deities. Such deities provide relatable models for human conduct and moral guidance. The Bhagavad Gita is a renowned scripture, likely composed in the 1st century CE. It forms the most famous section of the ancient Indian epic, the Mahabharata. The text presents a profound dialogue on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. The central figures are the warrior Arjuna and his charioteer, Krishna. Krishna is revealed as an incarnation of the Hindu deity Vishnu, guiding Arjuna. As armies prepare for battle, Arjuna faces a profound moral crisis. He questions the righteousness of fighting against his own kin and revered elders. Overwhelmed by despair, he expresses his deep reluctance to engage in combat. Arjuna lays down his bow, symbolizing his refusal to participate in the impending war. Krishna's teachings in the Bhagavad Gita form its central message. These teachings address Arjuna's despair by explaining fundamental concepts. Key concepts include Dharma, referring to one's righteous duty. Another core concept is Atman, the eternal and immortal self. Krishna emphasizes the self's immortality, transcending cycles of birth and death. Krishna introduces the concept of karma yoga, a path of action without attachment to results. This teaching emphasizes performing one's duties with diligence and sincerity. A core principle is detachment from the outcomes or fruits of these actions. Individuals are encouraged to focus on the action itself, not the anticipated rewards or failures. This detachment fosters inner peace and reduces the burden of expectation. Ultimately, karma yoga aims to facilitate spiritual growth and liberation through selfless action. Krishna elucidates the concept of bhakti yoga, emphasizing it as the path of devotion. He instructs Arjuna to focus his mind and intellect exclusively on the divine. This practice involves complete mental and intellectual surrender to God. Krishna asserts that devotion to God represents the highest spiritual path. This path is universally accessible, transcending all social distinctions and statuses. The Gita successfully synthesizes various Hindu philosophical strands. It integrates the ritualistic actions emphasized in the Vedas. It also incorporates the contemplative knowledge found in the Upanishads. Furthermore, it includes the emerging practice of devotion, or bhakti. This comprehensive integration created a powerful and enduring spiritual vision. The Gita's synthesis provided a unified path for spiritual realization. The classical age marked the institutionalization of key sectarian traditions within Hinduism. These traditions have profoundly shaped Hinduism for millennia, defining its diverse worship practices. Three primary traditions emerged: Vaishnavism, Shaivism, and Shaktism. Vaishnavism centers on the worship of Vishnu as the supreme deity. Shaivism focuses on Shiva as the principal divine entity. Shaktism reveres the Divine Mother, Shakti, as the ultimate reality. Vaishnavism is a major tradition within Hinduism, centered on the worship of Vishnu. Vishnu is revered as the preserver deity in the Hindu Trimurti, maintaining cosmic order. A key aspect of Vaishnavism is the veneration of Vishnu's various avatars, or incarnations. During the historical Gupta period, certain avatars gained particular prominence. Krishna, the hero of the Mahabharata, and Varaha, the divine boar, were highly significant during this era. Shaivism is a major tradition within Hinduism, centered on the worship of the deity Shiva. Shiva's origins can be traced to the ancient Vedic deity known as Rudra. The Svatashvatara Upanishad is a foundational text in Shaivism. This Upanishad explicitly identifies Rudra with Shiva. It describes Shiva as the supreme being, responsible for the creation, preservation, and destruction of the universe. During the Gupta period, significant religious developments occurred in ancient India. The Pashupatas, an ascetic Shaivite sect, were notably well established by this era. This sect was devoted to the worship of Shiva, a principal deity in Hinduism. Shiva's son, Skanda, also known as Kartikeya, gained considerable prominence. Skanda was revered as the god of war, symbolizing strength and victory. Ganesha, the elephant-headed deity and patron of enterprises, also rose to significant importance. Shaktism is a major tradition within Hinduism, distinguished by its focus on the goddess as the supreme divine. The goddess is worshipped in various forms, each embodying distinct aspects of divine power and energy. Prominent manifestations include Durga, the warrior goddess, and Kali, the goddess of time and change. Other revered forms are Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and prosperity, and Parvati, the divine mother. While local goddesses have always been present in Indian spiritual practices, their role was historically minor. In Vedic religion, the ancient precursor to Hinduism, the emphasis was primarily on male deities. Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune and Vishnu's consort, was worshipped before the Common Era. Her veneration signifies an early tradition of goddess worship in Hinduism. The cult of Durga began to gain importance around the 4th century CE. This period marked a significant shift in the focus of goddess worship. Shaktism, the worship of the divine feminine, saw extensive development primarily in medieval times. During the classical age, the Puranas, extensive encyclopedias of myths, legends, and cosmology, were composed. These texts also meticulously documented genealogies, preserving historical and mythical lineages. The primary purpose of the Puranas was to safeguard the stories of the gods for future generations. The term Purana itself signifies ancient, reflecting the text's role in preserving ancient knowledge. The Puranas are a vast genre of Indian religious texts, primarily composed in Sanskrit. There are 18 major Puranas, each dedicated to a specific deity, such as Vishnu or Shiva. These texts explore Hindu mythology, legends, and genealogies of gods, goddesses, and sages. The Markandeya Purana notably contains the Devi Mahatmya, a key text for Shaktism. The Devi Mahatmya describes the goddess's victory over the buffalo demon Mahishasura. The Puranas are not systematic theological treatises, but rather compilations of diverse content. They contain a rich tapestry of stories, teachings, and rituals. These texts were specifically designed to engage and inform a popular audience. They explain fundamental concepts like the universe's creation and destruction. The Puranas also detailed genealogies, cosmic geography, and proper worship methods. Their narrative approach makes complex philosophical ideas accessible to a broad public. The Bhagavad Purana is a revered Hindu scripture, likely composed between the 9th and 10th centuries. It is particularly significant for its profound focus on the life and exploits of Krishna. A central theme is Krishna's childhood, spent in the sacred land of Vrindavana. The text is characterized by its intense devotional nature, emphasizing bhakti or loving devotion. It portrays Krishna not merely as a deity, but as the Supreme Lord. Krishna is depicted as one who finds delight in the pure love and adoration of his devotees.